Hello, I'm Rich Warner, gravel and cyclocross racer. Welcome to my channel. Please press the subscribe button. This week we are at the Helix, I hope I pronounced that right, UK Armed Forces Inter-Services Cyclocross Championships in Uxbridge. And I've been really looking forward to this race. It's a lovely little bonus in between the final two Wessex races. It's on Wednesday the 14th of January, so feels a bit strange racing in the middle of the week, but it's great. Got a good entry, lots of people have made the effort, and I'm very grateful to the Army for the Armed Forces for putting this event on. I went round with John and Darren, my Cotswold teammates. We did 2 laps this morning and we really like the course. Good combination of woods and fields. There's some bunny hops, some hills, even a bit of gravel. So really good venue here. So we're looking forward to this race, and the Armed Forces, they went off before us and we started 2 minutes after them. Unfortunately, I did a little pre-race leg spin yesterday and I wasn't feeling particularly good, and I wasn't feeling particularly good in warm-up this morning either, but me being me, I'm a very positive person. I just thought, once I get going, I'll be all right. And I've actually made a really good start here, and I've gone into first place. First time I've led a bike race for a very long time, so it's great fun. Putting in a bit of an effort along here, getting up some speed into this first section. And then we're going to come down to a sharp right-hander, and I'm going to continue with my 60 seconds of fame up until the bunny hops or round about there when I get overhauled. But it's a great start. And I'm just making my way round to the bunny hop section. They put a couple of boards in, and they were actually pretty damn high, so I decided I wasn't going to be jumping those. A lot safer to get off and run over them. But the course actually, considering the amount of rain we've had, the course actually held out really well, and it was mostly rideable. Some of the banks you had to get off and run, but generally the course it rode brilliantly, and the organisers did a great job of laying out an excellent course. I'm already starting to think about gravel season and the beach race on the 28th of March. Always excited about that one. And there's also the first round of the British Gravel Trophy Series, which is a new series this year. And round 1 is at Sherwood Pines on the 7th of March. I may well head up there and do that. I don't usually race between the end of cross season and the beach race, but I think I might go and do that race, see how I get on. I like to gear my training totally to try and be in good form for the battle on the beach. So it does sort of get in the way a bit of a short campaign between the end of cross season and the start of gravel season, but I think it'll be a race that's worth doing. I've had a look at a couple of YouTube videos of the venue. It looks like a really good event, so I'm already thinking about gravel season, but I am excited about the final round of Wessex, which is at in the New Forest. I always seem to go well there, so I'm looking forward to it. And who can forget last year's Wessex at the New Forest? It was an unbelievable day. It absolutely lashed down, and sleet, snow. It was absolutely freezing cold. It was probably the coldest race I've ever done, certainly one of, and it made for an epic day. Who could forget? But as you can see, Darren's gone past me on my right side there, and this little section, well, it was perfectly rideable, but you could also run it, and it depended really. But the way I was feeling, I didn't feel great. But so I didn't really want to get off. I hate getting off the bike at the best of times, so I wanted to try and stay in the saddle as much as I could. So I'm off to go perform soon in Reading to have my lactate threshold done and sort out my LT1, LT2 and my heart zones as well. Get it all properly sorted out. And I recently bought some Favero power meter pedals. I've been having an RM for about 18 months and I finally took the plunge. So hopefully with the information that I get from the lab over there combined with my pedals, I can improve my training. It's a simple equation, isn't it? If you can improve your training, hopefully you can improve your race speed. So that's what I'm going to be trying to do in the build up to the beach race. I've been training for donkey's years on heart rate only and good old fashioned feel. And don't get me wrong, it can go a long way, but I've decided to pull myself into the modern age and get some power meter pedals. I've been very impressed with them so far. They've been really good and they seem to be helping me on my interval sessions. Anyone that knows me knows that I don't like indoor trainers at all. I will get on them, but not very often. So I do nearly all of my training outside, and I've been making great use of my new pedals already and had some brilliant sessions on them. So I've been enjoying that. There is an option to have a VO2 max test whilst I'm there. I'm sort of 50-50 on that. I'm not sure it's completely necessary. I may get one, but I'll have to see on the day. It's not. Is it really worth it? If anyone's got any ideas on that in the comments, I'd be really interested to hear what you have to say. But I'm really there to sort out my LT1 and my LT2. This next section is a slight uphill on a gravel track, and it's a nice little respite from the fields, and then we're about to go into this wooded section, and it's all perfectly rideable in here. This is a good section in here, good fun. As you can see, Darren's pulled a few car lengths on me. I've got John breathing down my neck, so this is a good fun battle. It's nice to race with Darren because I'll be moving up to the 50s next year. Looking forward to some good dust ups with Darren in the Wessex League, and at the moment I'm having a really good first lap. This section here was quite a steep climb here. I think I did get off and run it. As you can see, Darren's he's riding up there, and I've taken quite a bit of ground out of him, so it's quite interesting. But there's a lot to be said. If you're not keen to get off the bike, which I'm not, it's nice to stay in the saddle, because I do remember thinking when I got back on now, I was thinking, thank God there's a downhill, I can have a breather. But close Darren down, and we're just coming up towards the end of the first lap.
What's up with him? You jumping? Yeah.
So Darren's just telling me there that his gears are jumping on his bike. I'm not surprised. It was muddy and there was potential for the mud to build up in your cassette, but there were a lot of puddles, so hopefully Darren can get through some puddles and just wash things out a little bit. I was using the puddles as much as I could today just to keep the bike washed off. I didn't have Laura here today in the pits, which was unfortunate. So I was on the one bike, so I was trying to cycle through some puddles to keep the bike washed down, and occasionally I was running with the bike on my shoulder as well. I even did that once just to try and keep the mud off it a little bit. But as you can see, that's the end of the first lap, and I had a good little line here on the left I was jumping on this gravel track, and I really enjoyed this bit. I put my foot down a little bit, and it's a really fast section, and we're doing well. I think we must be in the top 5 at the moment, which is great. So I'm enjoying the race, but I'm aware I'm not feeling at my best, and my heart rate is also really high, so I'm going to run out of heart rate range before long. But I might as well stay out here as long as I can, even if it's only for a few laps. It's good fun riding with Darren and John. We've only got around 10 days or so to the final Wessex race of the season at Crow Cross in the New Forest. As I said earlier, really like the course there. I always seem to go well there, so I'm looking forward to it. But who can believe it's the end of cross season already? Unbelievable. But it's been brilliant. I think at one point we'd raced something like 8 or 9 weekends in a row, and it's been a lot of fun. But it's always interesting in cross, because on one particular course you'll have a really good ride, and then the following week you have a really bad ride, and just days before you thought you were brilliant, and then just a few days later after a bad ride you sort of think you're rubbish again. And in your head it's easy to fall into the trap of only thinking you're as good as your last result. But when you have a bad ride, you've got to take the positives and not dwell on it, because in cyclocross one race certainly doesn't define you. Seasons and several races together are what define you. So when you have a bad ride, which everyone inevitably does, you can't let it get your head down. And what's beautiful about cross is there's always a chance to get people back the following week, because the races come thick and fast, and that's one of the reasons I really enjoy cyclocross. I'm keeping John and Darren behind me, which is good fun, having a nice little battle here. And I'm coming up to this little gravel section, if you want to call it that, a little hard packed track, nice little rest from the fields. And I actually realised only a few days ago that I've actually raced here in running a few times. This was the venue for the opening round of the Thames Valley Cross Country Series, which ran every winter. And this particular race at this venue was organised by Metros, so I've got some really fond memories of this place. So it's good to be back. I actually went away from two-wheel racing for about 9-10 years, and I went running. I just wanted to do something different, because I'd sort of spent my life racing bikes, and I decided to try running. And very long story short, I haven't really got the genes for running. I'm not particularly good at it. And sort of towards the end of my running career, Laura said she wanted to buy a bike, and she said that she wanted to buy a gravel bike, and she bought this gravel bike, and I was like, well, what on earth is a gravel bike? And again, long story short, I thought it was brilliant, and I ended up buying one, and we went off on some brilliant rides together. And because back in the 90s I'd done loads of mountain bike cross country racing, and I've done a little tiny bit of cross, and I've always liked cyclocross, and I thought, well, I'm going to start racing cyclocross. So at first I overlapped running and cross, I did both, and then in the end I've just dropped the running, and the last few years I've been racing cross and gravel, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. I'm so pleased I've come back to two wheels. Whilst I had some fantastic times running, I do really enjoy cyclocross and gravel, and I'm so chuffed to be back. And frankly, I am so much better on two wheels. I can't really run very fast no matter what I do, and it is nice to be able to be up towards the front of some races or in the top 10. And I'm really enjoying myself. And the good thing is I'm still improving, so I'm really looking forward to next season as well, and the upcoming gravel season, of course. So John's just drifting past me, and I think I catch him up once more, but my race is pretty much done now. John is going to pull away the next few minutes, and Darren catches me up as well on the next lap, and I'm gutted I couldn't go with them today. Would have been brilliant for the Cotswold boys, but that's racing. It doesn't always go your way. John finishes in a brilliant 3rd place today. Well done, John. Darren finishes 2nd. Great ride today. And I'm going to pull out after another lap because I'm not feeling good, and I can have a little rest tomorrow, and then hopefully I can get an interval session in, and then just some easy rides then up until the big one, Crow Cross, the final Wessex. Can you believe another season's gone? So thanks a lot for watching. I've really enjoyed this event. Thanks a lot to the organisers. Brilliant. And I'll definitely be back here next year. And until next time.
See that vicious velo, dude?
Yeah.
He's on a single speed.
Is it?
Yeah.
Just an hour.
I know. Hey? I know.
Come a long way, mate.
You alright?
I'm alright, it's the others.
Rest of the world gone mad.
What are you doing?
I race cross all the time.
Oh, I ain't telling anyone, mate.
I'm not very well.
Oh, I told you stop.
I know. Good to see you, mate.